Hello my beautiful friends, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. It's Patty Dooley here with Tupperware, and today I'm bringing you another recipe. We are going to be doing a bruschetta chicken, and we're going to be doing it in the SmartMulti Cooker. So I'm going to turn you down here for just a second, and then we will get started with this recipe. So hang on and we will get started. Okay, so today, as I said, we're doing a bruschetta chicken. This is like a super easy recipe that you can do. Say you only have a few chicken breasts left in the freezer or in the refrigerator, but it's not enough for everybody. Well, there's a little thing you can do, and I'm going to show you that you can make more of a meal out of the few pieces that you have. But as I said, we're going to be using the SmartMulti Cooker today. So as you have seen me in the past on some of my videos, and if you haven't, go back and subscribe and like my channel, and you will see some more videos there that I've used steamers and stuff on. But this is called the SmartMulti Cooker, and the reason is because you can do a number of different things in this. So I'm going to take it apart. The first thing I'm going to show you is this is the base. The base is where you can do rice, you can do pasta, and you can steam. Now on the inside it's got a mark here for the pasta, so you can put a pound of pasta in here. When you cook pasta in the microwave, you do not put a top on it at all, because you don't put a top on it when you put it in on the stove. But you put your pasta in here, and then you do your water. Then it has for rice, you can do like 2.5 cups of rice in here, which is going to give you a lot. And whenever you do your rice, you put your rice in. It has a water line up there, maximum water line for your rice. And then you're going to take this piece here, and you're going to put it on top of the base. And you're going to take this lid and you're going to put it down. Sometimes it's a little hard to get on there, but it just pops on here once you get it down. Anyway, it does, believe me, it does, because I've used it. And when it's done, you're going to cook your rice in here, and then you're going to just press these handles down. It's going to pop that lid off. I just didn't show a really good example. We're not using this today, so I'm going to set this aside. And then to this, you also have a steamer. With this, you have the steamer bottom. Now this steamer is made with metal that's encapsulated in plastic, a special kind. It is safe, it is food safe, it is safe for your family to use. Then you have a second tray. It's more lighter weight, it doesn't have all that stuff on it, that could sit just like this. And then you have the top that is the same thing. It's metal encapsulated in the plastic. And then you're going to put your food in here, and then you're going to fill up. There's a line down here in the base. I don't know if you can see it or not. And you're just going to set your steamer in there, and you're going to steam fish, chicken, meats, vegetables, whatever you want to steam. I have steamed, I couldn't tell you how much stuff in this thing. But you're going to steam that. And what happens with this metal, the way it is with the plastic over it, is the microwave simply hit the bottom down here where the water is, and that boils it, and then that actually steams your food. So it's not microwaving the food itself, it is actually steaming the food. So what we're going to do today is we are going to tandem cook. We're going to use the top base, and we're going to use the bottom base. And we're just going to put the top on here. So I'm going to set that aside for the moment, because there's a little prep that we need to do. Now for this meal, I'm going to add some potatoes that is just done with a little bit of olive oil, some Italian seasoning, and a little bit of salt. And we're going to put that in one section, and then the chicken we're going to put in another section. So I already have my potatoes cut up here. These are about they're not huge, more like smaller sized potatoes that I just chopped up. Now, a tip for cooking your potatoes and hard root vegetables and stuff in your microwave: the smaller the chunks that you can get them down to, the faster they will cook. If they're really big pieces, it's going to take a longer amount of time to get that done. So we are just going to take and put some Italian seasoning on here. That's all up to your preference, how much you want. And then we're going to put a little bit of salt. If you're watching your salt like I do, you know, this is a great opportunity to do that. And then we are going to put some pepper. And one thing I wanted to do, now you can dress up your recipes any way you like, because it's your kitchen, it's your stuff, do it the way you like. So I have some onion pieces here. I'm just going to take and just cut off thin slices like this. If you don't like onion, don't put it in there. But I'm just going to add a few slices, and then I have some bell pepper that I haven't finished using, and I'm just going to cut off a section here. It has been washed. We're just going to get those seeds out of the way, and the seeds really don't matter. And we're going to slice it up to thin slices. And I'm not in camera there. Here we go. We're just going to do thin slices. If you don't like any of this stuff, by all means, don't put it in there. You can just do the herb potatoes and it will still turn out fantastic. And I'm just going to put that in my bowl. And then I'm going to take some olive oil. Just drizzle a little bit of olive oil over it. And we are just going to toss this around and get that olive oil, those seasonings, everything over these potatoes and those vegetables. Now, if you want to put steamed garlic in there, which I absolutely love and I need to do, you can. But this is all we're going to do to those. We're going to set that aside. Now, in the steamer, I'm going to put these on the bottom. I'm going to put these in the large section of the steamer. And you're just going to dump them in there. We got to get all that yummy goodness out of here. And you're just going to layer those in there. Just like this. So to the bottom, I also want to add some water up to the steam line. In here it's about 1 1/3 cups. And we're just going to set this right there and then set this over to the side. Now the thing is, if your chicken happens to get done before all your potatoes, that's okay, because you can take the top part off like we're going to do and put the chicken on, and then you can put that back in the microwave and steam it for a few minutes more until your potatoes are to the desired doneness. So now we want to deal with the chicken. If you don't have a mallet, you can use a heavy skillet or something to pound out some chicken. But this is just 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Now, one I've already done. One we have left to do. Now, if you notice, generally the one end of the chicken breast is thicker than the other. And we want to cut this down. So what will you want to do, and I had my knife out here. Let me get my knife. Here we go. If you want to use a glove, plastic wrap or something over it so your hands don't get nasty, but I can't find my gloves. So you're going to put your hand over the top, and you're going to come in here about halfway through that piece of chicken. The reason for this is because it keeps it stable, and you can actually feel as you're going through it. And we're just going to cut. Now, a word to the wise, don't use a dull knife. A dull knife will get you hurt. So use one that is rather sharp, but not extremely sharp, you know, that you're afraid of it. But just come straight down the chicken. See, I can feel this as it's passing through there with the top of my hand. My fingers are out of the way. Nothing's in the way of the knife. And just come all the way down to the end. So we have a piece of chicken that we cut in half. So when you do this to just 2 pieces, all of a sudden you have 4. So to this piece of chicken, we want to take some plastic wrap or a Ziploc bag if that's all you have, or whatever you have to do this with. We're going to lay this down. We're going to put that piece of chicken on here and then lay a piece on the top. And we are going to take our mallet. Use the smooth side. Ooh, that's a glare. Use the smooth side and start. I'm not using the whole, well, I am using the whole thing, but I'm putting more force right here on the end. And you're going to start to hit and pull, hit and pull, hit and pull. And what you're doing is you're thinning out that chicken breast part that's really thick. And you're making your cutlet bigger. And it makes it easier to roll. Now, we don't want it, not this particular recipe, extremely thin. Plus, it takes less time to cook this way because it's not real thick trying to get into that thickness of it to get it cooked. And we're just going to take our plastic wrap off the top and lay that over here on our plate. Now you can see how big that went to from this piece. We're just going to lay that there, and we're going to take the other half, put our saran wrap back on there, plastic wrap, and begin to pound out, watch your fingers, this chicken. Like I said, if you don't have a meat cleaver, that's fine. You can use a heavy pot or a skillet, cast iron skillet. I'd be careful with the cups and stuff unless it's a really strong made coffee cup. But we want to pound this down some more. We want to get that thickness out, and we want it to where we can wrap it. So we're done with that. And we have our chicken ready. So I'm going to set this over here and rinse my hands off. Yes, I have hot soapy water over there. And we are going to get our Power Chef. Now I'm going to show you this. We're going to use the small one for this, but I want to show you, if you buy the combo set, you're going to get the big Power Chef. Well, they call it the supersonic chopper now. And then you're going to get a paddle, you're going to get a funnel, and you're going to get the blade. You're going to get the big one, and then you're going to get the small one with the small blade here. But this top, this is what we call the engine. Excuse me. I have to put it on because it's easier for me to get it apart that way. That little piece has to line up in there. But this top piece will twist and come off of this big one, and then you use it on this small one. So if you have the opportunity to get one of these, oh, I would, because I use mine constantly for everything. All the time. So to this, you just want, let's see, what does it say? 1/4 of a cup. No, 1/2 cup of grape tomatoes, 2 to 3 basil leaves, a clove of garlic. This is a little bit more than a 1/2 cup. We're going to put these in here. Maybe leave out those 2. We're going to throw our garlic in here. Let me get my clean knife. And we're just going to cut this garlic piece in half. And then I have some fresh basil leaves. Yeah, I picked these out of my yard earlier. And I'm just going to tear a couple of pieces up. If you don't have fresh basil, that's fine. You can use dried basil. Just mix this up with that in there and it's going to be just fine. Maybe start out with a teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon, because this part you'll be able to taste before you put it on the chicken. So if it doesn't have enough basil taste in there for you, you can go back and add some more. And then we are just going to take the little handle here and begin to pull this and chop all of this down. Now I did this recipe on my VIP group and everybody liked it. So I thought I would come over here and share it with you. So we have that chopped down. Now if you want to add a little bit more tomato in there, that's fine. Get this picked up. You're going to need some toothpicks, some salt and pepper, and some Italian seasoning to do this with. And I'm going to get this cutting board back. And I'm going to bring this piece here, the small piece, the top one, and I'm going to set that there. And what we want to do, lay this out and I forgot to get my salt out beforehand, so let me wipe my hands off. On one side you're going to put some salt, some pepper, some Italian seasoning. If you don't have Italian seasoning, just use some garlic powder, some oregano, some parsley, some basil. You know, use what you have. And then I'm going to get a little spoon with some salt so I don't have to keep touching everything. And just salt one side. And then we're going to turn this over. Just do a little more salt, a little more seasoning. And then we are going to take a little bit of this tomato and garlic and basil that we chopped, and we are just going to put this in, some in our chicken. Now, of course, if you're doing more of these, I'm just doing 4. You know, you don't have to have a ton of it. But if you're doing more chicken, of course, make up more stuff. You're going to get one end of the chicken, and you're going to start to roll this up over the tomatoes and stuff. And you're going to get a toothpick. Let me get a couple out here. And you're going to take a toothpick and go in. Make sure you get it into that top piece and back out. Kind of just thread it through there. And then you're going to take this piece and just lay it on top of here. So we are going to do this to the rest of them. Lay your piece down, do a little bit of pepper, a little bit of seasoning on one side, just a little bit of salt. Ooh, that's too much salt for me. Wipe that around. Turn it over, do it again. Get a little bit of that salt off of there. A little bit more seasoning. And then we are just going to put another spoonful in here. And then once again, we're going to start down here with the big end and wrap this up. Grab a toothpick, put that through and set that in here. We're going to season these. Just a little bit of salt, a little more seasoning. Do this again. A little bit more seasoning. And then take what you have left, kind of split that in half. Put that on your chicken. We got one piece there we can put on here. Leave a little bit of room at the end, so that way when you're rolling it up, because it's going to kind of roll down, that you have room down there for that. And then we are just going to start to roll this up. Pull that piece up, toothpick, put that one there. Now actually you could get more than 4 on here, because when they cook in the microwave, they are going to shrink up a little bit, just like they would in the stove. I'm going to find the end to this. And then we're going to take this one, our last one, and do the same thing. A little bit of seasoning. On out. And then turn this over. Do a little bit more. You don't have to do the inside. I just found I like it better done on the inside. It's all personal preference and taste, but you want to at least season the outside before you roll it up, because what is going to happen is this is going to add moisture on the inside of your chicken from the tomatoes. Now if you don't have if you don't have chicken breast, you can use the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Pound those out and make them that way. I got a little bit here on my board, and then we're going to take this and then begin to roll it up. Pull that piece up, get our toothpick, and then put this right there. Let me get this out of the way, rinse my hands off. We're going to bring this steamer back over here, and we are going to place this one on top of the potatoes and the onion and bell pepper that we have in there. So I need to move this. And then we're going to put this top on here. And for this, you're going to have to check it because every microwave is different. The time is going to vary, but anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. Now, if you're doing a lot more chicken with no vegetables in there, that's fine. Do it for about the same time. Check it. And if you need a little more time, go ahead, by all means, put it back in there and check it. But each microwave is going to run different. Every microwave just does. The wattages are different. The company that makes it is different. But mine, I'm going to leave in for about 11 minutes, and I'm going to check it. Make sure the potatoes are done. If not, I'll do another minute, and then we'll take that out. And then we're going to add some cheese on top of the chicken once that is done. So let me go put this in the microwave, and we will come right back and see what it looks like. Okay, so I let this cook for 11 minutes. I did kind of check the chicken at first. When you open this, please always open it away from your face because steam comes out of there. Now this is our chicken. Now please keep in mind that when you are steaming stuff, things are not going to turn brown like they do in the oven. It's just not going to happen. The chicken seems to be done. The knife is going in real easy. The juice is running clear. So we are going to take the top part off, and I am going to set that on a plate. Let me get another one. Or we will just set that on top of our cutting board, which while it was cooking, I had time to clean stuff up and wash my dishes. I'm going to take this top here and just set it over this for now. And then check the potatoes. Now the potatoes can use about another 3 minutes in the microwave. They're not completely done in the middle, so I'm going to give them a stir. Kind of get those that were on the bottom moved around. And we're going to put this top back on this right here. And I'm going to do this for about another 3 minutes in the microwave to get those potatoes completely done. So stay right here and we will be back. Okay, so I let this cook for another 3 minutes in the microwave, and we're going to take this top off. You see that steam coming out, fogging up my glasses. And we're just going to test the potatoes. They are done. You don't want them mushy done, but the knife goes in easy. So we're going to set this piece over to the side just like this. While this is still hot, set your top steamer back in there. If need be, you can put this in for about 30-45 seconds longer to get that hot again. But it calls for mozzarella cheese. I didn't have any, so you improvise. We're just going to put a little bit of cheese over the tops of these. And I even have a little bit of Parmesan. You use what you have at home. Right now, the way groceries are and stuff, you improvise. So that's what we do. And we are going to put this top back on, and we're just going to put it back in there. I'm not even going to pause. We're just going to put it on for about 30 seconds just to get that steam going back through there again and melt this cheese. So stay right here. I'm coming right back because you will hear me. And while that is steaming, now in the meantime, you can make up a salad or anything that you want to go with this, another vegetable. You know, you can have your meal done, what, 20 minutes? And you are good to go. So this is fixing to beep on me. And here we go. We're going to open that top. The cheese has started to melt on there. If you want it, let it sit for a few more minutes. I'd give it more time for that steam to melt that cheese. That's fine. But we are going to take and put these out on the plate. Like I said, you can cook more of these if you want to in here. That's fine. You can set 4, 5 of them in here on the top, 4 to 5 on the bottom, you know, to do for a whole family, and then just steam them. There's a way to cut down on the oils and stuff in your diets. You know, I don't like to say diet, but to change that lifestyle. So let's set this one up here. And just put these out on the plate with it, because the onions are tender, the bell pepper is tender, and our chicken is done. Now before you eat, really important that you take one of these or all of these and pull that toothpick out. It is very hot. Excuse me. And then that is your bruschetta chicken. We're going to take the toothpick out of these here. If I can get around the heat, because it is super hot. The steam coming off those potatoes still. But there you go. We've got all this done. And we did not have to spend much time in here doing this. So let me bring this up to where you can see it. But we did steamed potatoes and bruschetta chicken all in one piece of cookware. That's all we did. All in one piece of cookware. How nice is that? Now if you want to add a little bit of color, and I'm going to bring you back up so don't get dizzy. I'm still here. There I am. If you need help trying to figure this recipe out, please comment and let me know. I'll be glad to get with you on that. If you would like to get the SmartMulti Cooker, you can get with me on that too. I will help you. I will leave a link to my website down in the description. I also have a Facebook business page where you can go get, I'm going to put the recipe up there. It's going to be in the form of like a little card type thing, and then you can just click on that, bring the picture up, right click save as, and then save to your device, and then print it off. I do have an old blog that I used to use way before I started doing all this stuff, and I might try to revamp that blog and then just put the recipes up there. Some of the recipes I get from a lot of other sites online, because I just go through recipes on Pinterest, on YouTube, on recipe sites, everywhere you can think of, cookbooks, and I adjust them all to Tupperware stuff, so that way I can learn first, and then I can teach you how to use the products. So if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I will be doing more videos. I've already put up the September 2022 sale, so you can go back and look for that as well. But if you liked how this was done and how it was turned out, please try it. Let me get this back up there where you can see it. Steamed potatoes, bruschetta chicken, nice clean meal. Everything you need right here in the SmartMulti Cooker. So you guys have a blessed day, and be sure, I will get it out here. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell. Hit that little bell so that you can get all the notifications of when I upload a video. So you guys have a blessed day. I will see you soon. Bye.